Aries Spears opening his mouth when nobody even asked. The comedian, who's known more these days for controversy than comedy, decided to take some wild shots at Ice Cube during an interview on Big Boy's Neighborhood. What was supposed to be a chill conversation turned into a heated debate after Aries made it clear he doesn't respect Ice Cube as a rapper, actor, or even a cultural figure. He didn't hold back. He didn't try to soften the blow. He flat out said Ice Cube is overrated, and he's never liked any of Cube's work, not in music or film. According to Aries, Ice Cube is the same in every movie, and he's not impressed by Cube's lyricism either. Even said one of Cube's biggest songs, It Was a Good Day, is one of the worst tracks ever made. It's the point where he wants to shoot the radio if it comes on. That level of disrespect was already enough to shock a lot of people, but Aries wasn't done. Not even close. What made it worse was the way he delivered it. Aries didn't just criticize Ice Cube with logic or reason. He mocked him. He made fun of his voice. He did a weird impersonation of Cube as a gynecologist, a joke so cringe it made the whole studio go silent. No one laughed, not the co-hosts, not Big Boy, not the camera crew. Aries was sitting there chuckling to himself while everybody else looked uncomfortable. You could feel the tension in the room. It wasn't funny, it was awkward, it was mean, and it was unnecessary. But Aries Spears didn't care. He doubled down, acting like he was proud to go against the grain. He even said he knew people would be mad, but he didn't care. He claimed he was just giving his honest opinion and blamed cancel culture for why people don't like to hear negativity about their favorite artists. But here's the thing, this wasn't just a regular opinion. This was targeted disrespect against a man who's done more for the culture than Aries Spears could ever dream of. Ice Cube caught wind of the disrespect pretty quick. And unlike most legends who just ignore people trying to chase clout, Cube actually responded. When Big Boy played him the clip of Aries talking crazy, Cube didn't flinch. He just looked into the camera and calmly said, "Most suckers don't like me." Then he followed up by saying he didn't even know who Aries Spears was. And finally, he said Aries was not funny. That hit hard because Cube didn't yell, didn't curse, didn't even get emotional. He just buried Aries with calm confidence, like a man who's been disrespected by bigger names and still walked away untouched. And that's really the difference here. Cube is built off legacy. He helped write the blueprint for West Coast rap, from NWA to his solo career to making classic movies like Friday. He even created the Big Three basketball league. Meanwhile, Aries Spears is known for a couple Mad TV sketches and making noise on Vlad TV. But then 50 Cent saw the clip. And you already know when 50 Cent gets involved, it's not going to be light. It's going to be petty. It's going to be brutal. And it's going to go viral. 50 reposted the whole mess with his usual signature sarcasm, letting everyone know he was watching, laughing, and ready to throw his own shade. He didn't have to say much. He never does. His post basically called Aries delusional, broke, and attention hungry. 50 didn't mention Aries by name, but everybody knew who he was talking about. That's how he moves, slick and strategic. But make no mistake, the message was loud and clear. 50 Cent wasn't going to sit back while someone tried to clown a man he respects. What people forget is that 50 Cent and Ice Cube go way back in terms of mutual respect. Long before Hollywood gave 50 any credit as an actor or producer, Ice Cube was one of the few who co-signed him publicly. When Get Rich or Die Trying came out and folks were questioning whether 50 could act, Cube supported him. When 50 started making TV shows like Power and BMF, Cube never threw shade. He showed love. And for 50, that means something. He's not the type to forget who gave him respect when others doubted him. So when Aries Spears came at Ice Cube, 50 took it personally. And once 50 Cent starts posting about you, it's a wrap. The internet drags you. Memes flood your mentions, and suddenly you're trending for all the wrong reasons. Aries tried to defend himself later on. It claimed he didn't disrespect Ice Cube as a man, only criticized his art. He said he had every right to express his opinion. And while that might be true on paper, what he failed to realize is that tone matters. Timing matters. Intention matters. You can say you don't like someone's music without trying to humiliate them. You can offer criticism without mocking their voice or doing offensive impressions. But Aries didn't care about any of that. He was looking for a moment. He wanted to go viral, and he did, but not in the way he wanted. Instead of being seen as bold or fearless, he looked bitter and desperate. He looked like someone trying to stay relevant by tearing others down, and fans saw right through it. The backlash was immediate. Social media lit up with people defending Ice Cube and dragging Aries. Comments poured in calling Aries a washed-up hater and a clown with no real resume. People were pulling up his past scandals, his failed comeback attempts, and even that disturbing lawsuit involving Tiffany Haddish that nearly ended his career. That lawsuit, which accused both comedians of creating a sketch that allegedly crossed major lines involving a child, had already left a permanent mark on Aries' name. Even though the case was later settled and the video removed, the damage had been done. People don't forget stuff like that, especially when the person involved keeps talking like they're still on top of the game. What made Aries look even worse was how he kept running back to Vlad TV to explain himself. Every time the internet started to move on, there he was again, back on Vlad's couch, ranting about how he's being blackballed, how Kevin Hart is overrated, how he should have been bigger in comedy. It became clear that Aries wasn't grinding anymore, he was griping. He wasn't working, he was whining. And the more he talked, the more people tuned out. Fans started saying the only reason Aries Spears trends is when he's disrespecting someone more famous than him. That's not a good look. It's not a comeback. That's career suicide. On the other hand, Ice Cube didn't even need to do much. It's just one short radio clip, and it was game over. Cube didn't drag it out, didn't feed into the drama. He hit Aries with 3 quick lines, called him irrelevant, not funny, and not worth his time, and walked away. That's how legends move. They don't chase clout. They don't get into online fights with people beneath them. But sometimes, they respond just enough to remind you who they are. And Ice Cube reminded everybody that he's not to be played with. This is the same man who wrote No Vaseline, one of the greatest diss tracks of all time. If you really want to go bar for bar with Cube, you better come correct. And Aries clearly didn't. To make matters worse, 50 Cent added more fuel to the fire. He dropped a slick post on Instagram saying, "Check my temperature. I'm ice cold. The hood left the left side of my chest froze." That might sound like just another bar, but fans knew exactly who it was aimed at. He followed it up with a caption suggesting that someone needed help paying bills and should look into a love contract, which was obviously a jab at Aries' current status in the industry. No tours, no specials, no shows, just controversy and complaints. 50 knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't need to tag Aries. Just hinting was enough to make Aries spiral even further. That's when Aries made the biggest mistake. Instead of falling back and regrouping, he fired off more interviews and started crying foul. He said he respects Ice Cube as a man, but still doesn't think his career is that impressive. That contradiction made people roll their eyes. You can't say you respect someone and then turn around and say they've never done anything great. That's not respect. That's backtracking after getting cooked. Fans saw through it instantly. They said Aries was playing victim after starting the whole fire himself. And they were right. Nobody asked Aries for his opinion on Ice Cube. He offered it up to stay relevant and now wants sympathy when it blew up in his face. Then, almost like clockwork, Ice Cube posted a teaser for the long-awaited Final Friday movie. And guess whose name wasn't anywhere on the cast list? Maybe he was never considered for the movie anyway, but the timing was perfect. It felt like a subtle middle finger, a silent message that said, "You can mock me all you want, but you're still not invited to the table." Ice Cube didn't have to say another word. That one move said everything. Aries wanted to be part of the culture, but he went about it the wrong way. He tried to attack his way into relevance. Instead, he just reminded everybody why he never made it to the top. So now Aries Spears is trending, but not for a hit stand-up special, not for a Netflix deal, and not for a big movie role. He's trending because he got cooked by two legends in less than a week. Ice Cube shut him down with calm precision, and 50 Cent buried him with surgical trolling. And what's worse? The whole internet agreed. Not one big name came to Aries. Defense, no major comedians, no rappers, nobody. That silence spoke louder than any meme. It showed Aries Spears is out here alone, fighting battles that nobody cares about. Burning bridges he can't afford to lose, and dragging his own name further into the mud. And at the end of the day, this isn't even about a personal beef.